Hello Linux fans, Rob here, and today I want to review a game that I have loaded here on Manjaro Linux. And this is a game that if you're into real-time strategy, I'll just out of the gate tell you, go ahead and check it out, download it. It is listed on their website as free and open source and very easy to download and install. And so this game launched around 16, 17 years ago, and I played it originally when it launched. I was big into Command and Conquer series, and then this game came along and added some new game dynamics and had improved graphics and some features that really made it a big hit at the time. And so it's fantastic to see this available today, 16 years later, running on a Linux system. So with that said, let's jump in here. Warzone, again, it's a basic real-time strategy game with good game dynamics, and we'll get into some of the features and that kind of thing of in-game play. You can create a skirmish game. You can launch into the campaign. If you go into the campaign, you have three choices: alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha is a starter campaign that really lets you get your feet wet and learn the controls, learn the dynamics of the game, etc. The beta launches you into about the middle of the campaign series, and you want to know what you're doing if you launch into beta. You're going to want to understand the commands, build structures, and dynamics of the game. I haven't tried gamma yet to see what that's about. Let's go back again here. I don't want to skip over this. So you have single player, multiplayer, tutorial, and I got to say their tutorial and their online content is very good. There's a pretty large following. It seems like a nice community with all kinds of mods and maps and things like that you can install for the game. Let's get into options. So you can get into game options. You can choose the language, system language, the difficulty of the campaign, scroll speed, and change your unit colors. If we get into video options, I have it windowed currently for the purposes of the review. And the resolution, I've got that turned down. I could really bump that up, but I've got it turned down quite a bit just for recording purposes. And let's see here. Okay, so we're back down to lower resolution. So I'm going to bump that up to 1280 by 720. We'll see what that looks. You can change your texture size for visual improvement. And vertical sync I turned off. I'm not sure what FSAA is. That was off by default, and I'm sure there's someone watching this who knows exactly what that is. So if you make mention of it in the comments, that'd be great. And then you have well, let's see, we just did video options. You have audio options, so you can adjust your voice volume and your sound effects volume. We'll turn those down a little for the purposes of this review. And the music volume, I keep that turned down. It's a rotating track and it just becomes annoying after a while. Mouse options, so you can handle your rotation, reverse rotation of the mouse, switch buttons, trap the cursor, screen rotate, and colored cursors. And then for fans of gameplay with keyboard, you can go in and map out all your custom commands and keys, and it's really nice. If you've got a particular setup you like, you can go in and map that out here. So good selection of options to set the game up and allow for easy, smooth gameplay. So we'll launch out of there. Now there are a few options that you may need to quit the game and restart in order for those options to apply. And so just check that out. Just pay attention to that if you're changing options to make sure those options have applied. You may need to quit and come back in for it to actually happen. So we're going to go in. You've got multiplayer for online play, and then you've got single player. So again, back to where we started here. You can create a new campaign, or you could go into a skirmish game, and then they have built-in challenges, and you can save your campaign and your skirmish. and they have again built-in challenges, but I like the skirmish mode, and we'll launch in there. Now initially this isn't completely intuitive, so here you have username. That's simple enough. You can change from a one-player skirmish to, well, actually it is a one-player skirmish, and then you can go in and see your map here, select various maps, and they have those 2 people, 3 people. I'll choose one here for 3 people for the purposes of the review. You can turn scavengers on or off. So if you have multiplayers here, you can go in and toggle no alliances or alliances. I don't recommend alliances if you're playing against multiple AIs in the beginning. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing before you launch in. You can adjust the amount of power once the game launches. And you can start out with no bases and a construction vehicle. And the next mode would be start with bases, and that is what we will start with, because for the sake of time I want you to be able to see some of that. And you could go in and start with advanced bases. We'll skip map preview since we looked at that. You can set structure limits for that particular game. And then to start the game, you're going to click Start Hosting Game. Now, that's why I say it's not completely intuitive. Some people may see this and read this as if they're starting an online game. You're not. You're starting a game that's resident on your system. So I want to throw that out to you. Nexus is the default AI, and you have several other AI choices here, and if you hover over, so for example this is adaptive skirmish, Nexus is a default AI, and I would call it more of a medium rush AI. They're gonna rush fairly quickly. Hover AI, Turtle AI, and Simplify JS and Simplify are both testing. One is testing AI and the other is experimental AI. And if you go online and you read into the forums, there are again lots of mods, lots of information on their website for really digging into this game. Alright, so we're going to go back to Nexus here. I'm going to leave those as default, and then we're going to change flag color, and we'll take this one out to yellow. I will say, depending on the map, you want to pay attention to your flag color, because that determines the color of your units. And so if you had a dusty desert color such as this, and you were playing a desert map, it may be hard to see some of your enemies. So we'll change that back. And once you've got that all set and you've made all of your option choices here, you simply click Ready. And the launch time's not terrible, so it's processing and will launch into your map. And basically what you're seeing here is a default setting for your skirmish mode. So this is what you would start out with. Now I just want to kind of point out some of the game dynamics here. So with the mouse wheel you can scroll in and out, or you can right click and adjust the angle of the map. So you can get more of a top-down view or a slide angle if need be. Alright, and then with the mouse wheel you can scroll in or out, and that can also be set up for the keyboard. And with the keyboard you can move around the map as well. So to the right here we have quick access. You see the 2 blinking lights there, light blue lights. Those are resources for power. So we're going to go ahead and get our construction vehicles set on that. And while they're doing that, we're going to launch into our, oops, excuse me, wrong button. We'll launch into construction, and we'll go ahead and build out a couple more units. Actually, to prevent the enemy from snatching that one, we'll go ahead and get construction started there as well. So the maps are pretty expansive maps. I mean, even for a 3-player game, they're large maps, and you again can set the details to your liking. Alright, and the nice thing about the game is you've got a good mix of defense. So if you are more prone to tower defense type games, you can focus on that. And you'll also find that if you are a person who likes to just be aggressive and build up your army, and you can see the enemy's already moved in here, so we'll see some action. We'll go ahead and combat that. And what you'll find is, if you're the type of person who likes to be aggressive and build units, that whatever you like there, if you like defense, you like to be aggressive, it's just got a good mix to it. And the graphics, yeah, they're dated and everything, but the details are good, and they really allow you to adjust according to the system that you have available. You see here, if you want to zoom in for some battle, it looks like we've got two working against us here. I'm going to lose this guy. I got to focus. Let's see, yeah, he's getting hit as well. Believe me, I'm better at this than what it appears. I'm just trying to point out things on the game, and I'm not sole focused. It's a good thing I'm not chewing gum. I would have already lost the game. So, you know, as far as gameplay is concerned, it's really a fun game. I mean, yeah, it's 16, 17 years old, but the dynamics of the game, the basic fundamentals of a real-time strategy are all there. I like that you can go in and research different technologies. So we'll go ahead and step into that. So I want a sensor tower, and hey, we're going to need tanks and that kind of thing to combat these guys. So you can go ahead and build out that technology and grow that technology. Alright, and some of it's quick. And then if you're into building walls and structures and towers, wait a minute, it's getting away from me here. If you're into building walls and structures and towers for that defense part, it's all there. Now, I haven't gotten into many mods or anything like that to see. Well, actually, let's go in and build. Let's get some soldiers going here. I haven't gone in and looked at any of the mods or anything like that yet. It's just when I came across the game, it just brought back so many fond memories of wasting hours and hours and hours till 3 in the morning playing this game. And I just wanted to share it with you. I just think that Linux, I guess if Linux gets knocked for one thing that stands out to me is games. And Steam has come a long way to helping that. And you can install Steam and get that running on various Linux systems, some better than others. And you've got access to games that just blow this game away. But as far as just a easy to install, fun to jump in and play real-time strategy, this is a great option. So just wanted to share this with you, and we'll check you next time.